Jeffersonville police have released new body camera footage and 911 calls depicting the events leading up to a deadly interaction with police. It is our top story right here at 5. I'm Shay McAllister.
And I'm Doug Profit. The incident happened last month at an apartment complex on North Shore Drive. That's just a few blocks away south of the Ohio River. Jeffersonville police say it started as a call for service response. WHAS11's Alexis Jones and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton cover the news conference today and walk us through what happened that night through body camera video.
What started as a welfare check quickly escalated at a nearby apartment complex at the sound of Richard Glass's gun. Newly released body cam video showing the moments police say the combat veteran fired at Jeffersonville officers on August 15th. Just minutes before, officers were outside Glass's apartment door to speak with him.
Richard?
Per his request during a 911 call.
We're going to come speak to you in a second, okay? Yes, sir, thank you.
However, investigators say officers were met with threats and demands.
Show your car! I want to see the light up there. What?
Major Josh Lynch says officers eventually left from inside the building to de-escalate Glass over the phone, but dispatchers struggled to get through to him. After abruptly hanging up, dispatchers received an alarming call from a neighbor.
Police is already here, but I don't know, there's something going on underneath me, and I just heard 2 gunshots.
Prompting Jefferson police to call in for backup. While staging and evacuating residents, officers say Glass shot several rounds at his apartment window.
More shots fired coming from the window, 1 round.
Moments later, the 65-year-old is heard telling dispatchers he was armed with a pistol and a rifle. After firing several more rounds, officers say Glass broke through a window, then looked outside with a rifle in his hands. That's when Lieutenant Sean Davis returned fire. After some time has passed, Lynch says they used a drone and a SWAT team to check if he was alive.
Richard Glass, if you can hear me, acknowledge this command. We want to get you medical help. Here to help you.
Medics there with the SWAT team immediately attempted to make contact and render aid. However, it was found that Mr. Glass was deceased at the scene.
Lynch says the department later learned Glass suffered from alcoholism and drug use. He was also facing eviction. Chief Kenny Kavanaugh says his team tried everything to resolve the situation, but unfortunately, it ended up in deadly force. In Jeffersonville, Alexis Jones, WHAS11 on your side.
Well, Chief Kavanaugh says Indiana State Police are still investigating the shooting, and it is going to be handed over to the Clark County prosecutor for review. Jeffersonville police are also conducting a separate administrative internal investigation.
Check this out. The view from Dixie Highway in Hardin County this morning, where a deadly crash on the 31 West bypass in Elizabethtown closed it down in both directions. It happened just before 8. E-Town police were there working the crash. They say 26-year-old Dylan Pulaski was driving a concrete mixing truck when he veered off of the road, hit a pole that was supporting that road signage, and that caused the entire thing to come crashing down. Police say Pulaski died on the scene, and after being shut down for several hours, the road reopened around 2:45.
Indiana State Police say they believe drugs may be a factor in a man's death after he was handcuffed by Harrison County Sheriff's deputies. Indiana State Police say yesterday morning the Sheriff's Department responded to a home in Corydon for reports of a man acting strangely on the back porch. Homeowners identified him as a previous resident of the home who was not supposed to be there. Deputies say the man was acting erratically and that he collapsed from a medical episode as deputies handcuffed him. That man died at the hospital. The toxicology report is still pending, but ISP says they believe drugs may be a factor in his death. We have requested the body camera video of the incident and we're waiting to receive it.
A Kentucky deputy is going to trial on Monday. He's accused of raping an inmate and offering favors in exchange for sex. Former Letcher County Deputy Ben Fields was charged and arrested in 2021. Letcher County is in southeast Kentucky, right in the Appalachian Mountains. According to court documents, a woman on home incarceration said she couldn't pay her ankle monitor fees, and prosecutors allege that Deputy Fields waived the fees in exchange for sexual favors. According to documents, he also removed the ankle monitor for 2 women while they were home. He then went on to tell the courts that they had escaped. Victims say that this happened multiple times with at least 2 women over the course of a year. His jury trial will start on Monday. He is facing 2 counts of rape, 2 counts of tampering with an ankle monitor, and perjury.
We have a twofold forecast for you. Sort of feels like summer out there in the afternoon. Really got nice and warm today, but once that sun goes down, and as you know, it's going down earlier, those temperatures really start to plummet.
And that's what I look forward to because it is fall after all. Let's check in with Ben.
Yeah, it's kind of combo right now. If you like summer, you like the afternoons. If you like fall, you like the evenings and the morning time as well. Kind of have to dress for two different climates this time of the year. Still warm out there, especially if you're in the direct sunshine. 82 and 84 are current temps, well above our normal high of 77 degrees as we did hit 85 just a little earlier this afternoon. Metro temps right now, we've got 81 in Valley Station, 80 in Lanesville and Prospect at 80 degrees. So a mix of upper 70s and lower 80s and a touch cooler to the northeast. Carrollton at 75 degrees. After that morning fog evaporated, pretty much all sunshine throughout the Ohio Valley and Kentuckiana. So Futurecast remains quiet. Very nice evening for our Friday night football. Temps will be in the 70s here shortly. Sunrise now before 7:30. Overnight lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s and more sunshine tomorrow in the lower to mid 80s in the afternoon after maybe a little morning fog once again for the overnight early tomorrow morning. Patchy fog, low of 63 degrees and 76 at lunchtime tomorrow and mostly sunny 85 for tomorrow afternoon. I'll show you how long this sunny pattern will last coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Ben. Well, the Portland neighborhood is our city's original neighborhood, founded at the Falls of the Ohio. It also has one gem of a public library that opened in 1913, but tomorrow is your last day to visit for a while.
That's because renovations begin soon, but this project was actually supposed to be completed by now. Arian Hardwick talked to visitors, officials, and employees there to see what's coming next.
The Portland Library is one of Louisville's oldest. William Sutton works in youth services here. He's been at this branch for 8 years, reading stories and bringing families together.
I've gotten to see kids literally grow from being in baby carriages or baby carriers up to elementary age kids, and that's been an awesome thrill to see.
His view will be a little different when construction completes. There will be an outside area for reading, but the inside expansion is much larger, doubling the size of the branch. The increased scope of the project caused its delay. Originally, it was set to cost $5.5 million. Now, the Louisville Free Public Library says it's $7.7 million.
Obviously, with the cost being higher, we went to our library foundation and said we need a little more help than what you were going to provide.
You may have seen it in other libraries. A makerspace is coming to the Portland branch. It'll include tools like sewing machines, button makers, 3D printers, and audiovisual equipment.
Another of those changes will be taking place right here. They're going to add a ramp to the side of the building so that people can get into that auditorium over there a little bit easier.
It's in there. Bonnie Duffy captured a few pictures before the inside changes forever. She used to visit back in the 60s when she went to school at Portland Elementary.
I like to document my life, and this was a part of it. So I will be outside taking photos because this place is still beautiful.
There's excitement for what's to come, but it's coming with a wait.
I totally believe that the wait is worth it.
James Linton with the nonprofit Community Connections Group is a frequent partner with the branch.
We've had meet and greets at the library. We've had a book reading at the library.
With the Community Cornerstone's closure coming soon, Sutton will miss it during the year-long construction.
And I just want to appreciate those folks and those families, and please stay tuned and come back for when the time that we reopen.
In Portland, Ian Hardwick, WHAS11 on your side.
Construction on the Portland branch is expected to be complete in 12 to 15 months. The Louisville Free Public Library Foundation still raising money to support several library expansions. If you'd like to donate, look for this story on WHAS11.com. A federal appeals court sided with Attorney General Daniel Cameron to continue the ban on gender-affirming care in the state. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals made that ruling last night. The ACLU was seeking to reverse the ban on behalf of 7 transgender young people and their families. The ban outlined in Senate Bill 150 first went into effect on July 14th. The ACLU released a statement saying they would continue to fight. Their statement reads, "Legislators have no place in Kentuckians' personal medical decisions. We will continue to fight for equal rights and equal protection under the law." The Family Foundation called the decision a victory. They said, quote, "The Sixth Circuit rightly agreed that Kentucky has the right to protect vulnerable children from harm and give them time to seek compassionate care. The ban will remain in effect until the Kentucky Supreme Court releases their decision.
Well, you know, the University of Louisville has been around for a while. Founded in 1798 as one of the nation's first city-owned public universities. But get this, it's had only 19 presidents, and today was Inauguration Day for Dr. Kim Schatzel.
Dr. Kim Schatzel, by the authority of the Board of Trustees of the University of Louisville, I invest you with the medallion of the seal of the University of Louisville and bestow upon you all the rights, privileges, powers, and responsibility of the presidency of the University of Louisville.
Great day to be outside for the inauguration. Dr. Schatzel was announced as the university's next president last November, and she assumed the role back in February, but now this was the official inauguration today. During her speech, she talked about how proud she is to add onto the university's 225-year history and how much she loves interacting with the university's passionate alumni.
One of my great pleasures each and every day is to meet someone who is a graduate of the University of Louisville or who has a child, brother, sister, in-law, parent, partner, or coworker who is a U of L alumnus.
Dr. Schatzel went on to say that her #1 priority as president will always be making sure each and every student succeeds so they have the knowledge and experience to change the world.
Kentucky Agriculture Commissioner Ryan Quarles will soon have a new job as the next president of the Kentucky Community and Technical College System. The system has more than 75,000 students at 16 campuses across colleges across 70 campuses. Quarles was first elected as Kentucky's Agriculture Commissioner in 2015. He was re-elected in 2019, and now he is nearing the end of his second term. In June of last year, he announced he would be running for governor of Kentucky. That bid ended in May when he finished second in the Republican primary behind Daniel Cameron. In a statement, Quarles says he is excited to get started in this new role.